Can you imagine waking up from a surgery that you go into and having somebody whisper in your ear, Tammy, do you know how long you've been asleep? You're all foggy, you don't know what's going on, and then you hear, you've been asleep for 6 days. You've been in a coma. Well, I'm Tammy Becker. If you don't know me and you're new to this, I have a brand new series starting, and it's all about what God has brought me through with a spinal fusion surgery and bringing me out of a coma. So I hope that you go ahead and you subscribe and then hit the bell because you don't want to miss this series, okay? So in order to start, I want to take you way back to how my surgery came about. When I was 13 years old, I was in track and I had an accident. And so I ended up going to a chiropractor and then a doctor. Long story short, we found out I have scoliosis. And so if you don't know what that is, that's curvature of the spine. So my back was a backward S and they wanted to do surgery. The surgery was going to be a Harrington rod, and that Harrington rod was going to be placed in my entire spine, and it was going to lay me up for over a year. Now, this is a 13-year-old girl who was a cheerleader in track. I was doing all kinds of sports. I was very active, ice skating, whatever there was to do, that's what I did. But what happened is that the doctors were trying to talk my parents into having this surgery, and I just wasn't going to have it. I told them I was going to run away. Yeah, okay, at 13 you think you can run away. You think you got it all planned out, but long story short, my dad prayed about it, and the Lord gave him peace that I could go on because I wasn't in pain. I just had pulled my neck out from doing the high jump. So anyway, we went on about our life. I dove into exercise. I mean, strong. I opened a gym and I became fighting that scoliosis my entire life and doing things that they said I would never be able to do. At age 49, I started getting problems with my back. I never even related it to the scoliosis. I started going to the doctor and they said, this is your scoliosis. I says, what do you mean it's my scoliosis? I fought that my whole life. It can't be my scoliosis. Well, it is your scoliosis. I had nerves that were being pinched, degenerative bone. All the years of having that curve in my back brought on all kinds of other problems that I didn't even know were going to exist. So, nevertheless, for the next 5 years, I went and tried to do everything I could to stay away from the surgery, but that didn't happen. I was going to end up having to have the surgery. So what happened was I found my doctor. I started going to my doctor, and he was in Vegas. His name's Dr. McNulty, and we discussed what the surgery was going to have. I was going to have a 2-part surgery. The first was going to open me up above the belly button to my pelvic area. The second was the T2 all the way down to my pelvic. So it was a 2-day surgery with a rest day in between. So my husband and my sister went with me to Vegas on December 3rd, 2018, and we had that first surgery, which took Dr. McNulty 7 hours. And the next day I had a rest day. I don't remember any of this at all. It's a complete blank to me. So after that rest day, we went in on the 3rd day, which was the 5th, and they were going to open me up from top to bottom, my back surgery, laying on my stomach. And that ended up, my friends, 17 hours. Apparently, when they rolled me back over, my face was about the size like an elephant blown up to here. It made my husband, I guess, sick to his stomach. This is what I was told. The only thing I remember is waking up, my sister's in my ear, saying, oh, Tammy, I can't believe you have finally woken up. I was on a ventilator, and I'd been on for 6 days, and they said if I didn't wake up by the 7th, I was going to be in have a trach put in. My sister kept saying, Tammy, you don't want to have that trach. You'll never want to have that trach. You won't have your church voice. And she kept praying over me. And so the Lord woke me up on that 7th day. And here I was, kind of like not really knowing what was going on, being told I'd been asleep for 6 hours. And then as I started coming out of the fog, and several days later, I had 2 memories. One memory was of my sister at the door saying, I wish you would wake up before I have to run home to Prescott. Just, I wish you would wake up. And I thought that I turned to her, and she thinks that I had some movement. But the other memory I have from those coma is that I was cradled in God's hands. I was just laying in God's hands, friends. And He was taking care of me. He was giving me rest that 6 days, because that 17 hours did a lot of damage in my back and was very, very painful. But God stood by my side, and He can stand by your side too. So, my friends, He brought me out because my work on earth was not done yet. I had things to do. He had shown me before surgery in a dream. He kept showing me a white screen, and it kept popping out Y-O-U, Y-O-U. And I thought He meant work on me. And I think after the surgery, I know He wanted me to not only work on me, but He wanted me to bring a ministry, which was Y-O-U Ministries, which is Yearn Optimistically Upward. So I am going to dive into this series for, I don't know how long as it's going to take us, because when I woke up, I have so many miracles to tell you about this, about the people that prayed for me, about the stadium being filled and lights going up. I have my kids coming together. I have so many blessings, because what I want you to know is our God is real. Our God lives up there. He's watching over us. He controls everything around us. He already had our destiny known before He even knitted us and placed us in our mother's womb. So my friends, what I want you to take away today just from this opening video is to know that we're going to dive in. I am going to take you through the most traumatic thing I've ever been in my life. But along the way, I want you to know, I hope that I can elude the joy and the wonderful peace that the Lord has given me. And I want to bring that to you and show you that you, through your traumatic things, can have peace as well. God can come into your life and show you the way, my friends. We're destined to do work for the Lord. We just need to seek Him. We need to be in His Word daily, and we need to love on Him and let Him love on us like He did in my coma and just cradled me. And that love is just overflowing, my friends, and He has that for you. He has that overflowing love for you. So I just want to invite you to subscribe to this series, because I am going to bring you through a journey that most people on earth don't go through. I am going to bring you through a coma that I went through. I'm going to bring you through the hallucinations. I'm going to bring you through what I saw with being with God and what happened afterwards. And I'm going to tell you all the miracles along the way. And I'm going to tell you all the bad stuff too. Because the only reason I'm going to tell you the bad stuff is not that I don't want you to turn off the video because, it's too negative. What I want is you to see that despite my traumatic things that happen, no matter what, God made and came through. He's always the winner. He always wins in the end. So my friends, I'm going to let you go this time, and I want you to see me back for the next episode next week. And just remember to subscribe and hit the bell, and go to youministries.com and check out our blog posts there, or come and stay in fellowship with us in our group, You Ministries on Facebook. I'll see you next time. This is Tammy Becker. Bye. Have you ever wondered? Already, cut that out. Terrible.